Irene, who can walk us through Team Liquid's win.
Thank you very much, Riv. I am here with Irene, and in fact, we had a very strong game by Team Liquid. Cloud9 certainly looked pretty good themselves. They kept the game very close. There was even a cool Baron steal, but Team Liquid, just by and large, seemed like the better team, of course.
Yeah, both teams that I talked about at the start of the day, and I was like, I'm not sold on these teams, are both having pretty good showings here today. So we're going to have a replay on your screen that's pretty much all about prepping team fights. Because what happened here is Cloud9, they invade the jungle. They think that this is an advantageous position. They have two people coming in. They want to get ward control before they start pressuring around the mid lane. What ends up happening, though, they go mid, and Team Liquid responds. So as they start clearing out this pink ward here, and we roll the clip, you're going to see the reaction from Team Liquid is not if a team fight happens, it's when a team fight happens. And right there, you see Piglet clears the wave, and he leaves this big wave here for Sneaky. So Sneaky's in a catch-22 position. Do I go up and join the fight and leave all this CS that I will leave? Some of it is actually pretty low HP. He has culling, but he might need it for the fight. Piglet's going to go up. Alistar already on his way, especially you can see him up there in the brush. But as we continue to roll the clip out, you're going to see Sneaky opts to clear the wave, and Dominate starts this fight. Everybody is on the same page on Team Liquid. They want this fight. Dominate doesn't even have flash, and he knows that this is the fight they have to take. TPs come in, and you're going to see Piglet's rockets coming up from the bottom. Piglet's in this fight. He Valkyries into the back. He tries to get as much damage as possible. And now Sneaky off on the side. He just got here. And by the time he gets here, you already see Nautilus is dead. Dom, kind of low, but it doesn't matter because Piglet's already in the thick of it. Piglet already has a zone of control over these two members, and he's able to just wreck them. Sneaky in this fight, he can't get in here at all. Piglet's a threat. Quas is a threat. Xpecial's a threat. Sneaky's going to find no way into this fight, and they zone him out 100%. His complete contribution to this fight is one Ardent Blaze. That's it. So as we roll the clip out, you're going to see Sneaky trying to make a decision to get in here, but he can't. There's the Ardent Blaze, but he's zoned off completely, and so is Incarnation. The main damage dealers from the C9 lineup don't even get a piece of the fight. And that's why prepping fights and being on the same page is really important, because you have to say when the team fight happens, not if it happens.
And that's just incredible, too. The entire impetus was they're clearing wards. I guarantee we get there first. Jump this. They've screwed up by trying to kill a ward barely past the river with two people.
Because Dom was saying, we are taking this fight. Be ready to TP in. Piglet, come up and help.
It was absolutely very great. So Team Liquid, a wonderful team fight, and of course a wonderful win for them as well. But we're going to hand it over to Dash at the analyst desk.
Thank you, gentlemen. I am here with Quas, and I will dominate after a solid victory, tying you back up for first place there with Dignitas at 4-1. So, Quas, to you first. After a somewhat tumultuous regular season last split, it has to feel good to start off with such a commanding record.
Yeah, for sure. We usually have a very rough beginning to the season, so starting this strong, I think it's going to mean really good things for us throughout the season.
And with that, though, Dominate, we did see last split a lot of peaks and valleys for the team, some struggles, some great moments. How are you this time around going to avoid falling into those valleys?
I think it's just going to come with our experience at LCS. Even though this week, I actually felt like this week was a valley for us in terms of scrims. Like, we played really, really bad in scrims. We were having a bunch of unforced errors. It felt like we were losing the game ourselves, but I guess now we're more comfortable playing at LCS. So even if we do have bad scrim weeks, we can come into it and just be confident in each other. Like, we all think we're really good players, and then we were just able to pull it out today.
You talk about your veteran status and the comfortability that you have in the LCS. Quas, is there anything different that you guys are doing in terms of preparation before showing up on game day this split?
There's like some things we're doing now that we haven't done before, where it's like we keep track of the matchups that we're playing during the scrim week, and then we make sure that we have everything in check for every situation that could present itself. So I think we're a lot more organized this split than we have been before.
Now, what would you say is the impetus for being more organized? Like, is it just personnel, or?
I think it's, for us specifically, we're doing scouting reports now. So we have this guy named the Warlock, who's the coach for our academy team, but he's also helping us with scouting. And he puts together these really long reports breaking down the strengths and weaknesses of each team, their power picks, how each of their players play, and stuff like that. So we just have that in our mind going into the game, which, I mean, I know it helps me personally a lot. As a jungler, you kind of like to know the mindset and the tendencies of players. So having those kind of written to me helps me a lot in determining where I should be on the map, how people are going to play, when I can gank lanes, etc.
And continuing on this line of preparation and how you guys make decisions going into matchups, we saw the introduction of Echo recently. You go ahead and pull him out in the jungle. How does the team and the organization determine the value of a new champion and approach his introduction to the league?
I actually think that's one of our weaknesses. We've kind of been pretty slow to pick up champions. So I think consciously now, if we think something's strong, we just try to like play it. And regular season, I mean, it matters, but it doesn't matter as much as playoffs. So for example, Echo, we've only played it like 2 scrims, and we only started playing it on Thursday. We just saw like EU play it, and then we saw LPL start playing it a little bit more, and we just kind of realized, hey, like this could be a really strong jungler. Let's just try it and see what happens. If it's strong, great, then we get a win. If not, then we adapt and we realize that, okay, maybe we need to just go back to like our main picks, our Gragas, Rek'Sai, like the power pick junglers. So for us, I think it was just more trying to be a little bit more aggressive when a new champion comes up, try to figure out what the champion's strengths are and how we can fit it into a comp, and just be confident that even if we don't have like great experience, like I'm not a master level Echo. I've only played it like less than 10 games. But if we think it's strong, just try your best to make it work in a comp. And if the champion actually does have those strengths, they'll come out at LCS.
Now, speaking to champions and their strengths and what roles they fall into, I want to go to the top lane, Quas, because we've seen a very curious evolution in the champion pool of the top lane, having had, this really prioritized TP Smite in the spring, back to Rumble and Maokai and kind of some slightly more standard. And now we're back to TP Smite, even bringing in Fizz. Where is Fizz coming from?
Fizz saw a lot of play in LPL, and I think most teams realize that he is really good as a split pusher and as a very hard to deal with target in teamfights. So overall, he's like this split pushing threat that's very tanky and very hard to deal with. And a lot of teams have experimented with it, even ourselves. But I think there's a lot of variety in the top lane right now. There's still those really solid picks in Rumble, Maokai that you can still pull up. Then there's a lot of more like options for you. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been fascinating to watch the diversity of that pool grow. Finally back to you, Dominic. Tomorrow we get to watch you guys in the game of the week against Team Impulse, which is a replay of your 3rd place match from the spring split. So what's your assessment of that team going into the game tomorrow?
I think Team Impulse has been looking a little bit weaker this split because their players went to Korea for a while, and I think Zhao Zhao went back to China. So they've only had like a week of practice coming into the season. So I think they're kind of in the same spot as us, where they'll ramp up throughout the season. Like, I don't think that we're playing at our best level right now, and I don't think they're playing at their best level right now. But I think that there's going to be a lot of early aggression in that game. That's what Team Impulse does well. I think that we're getting a little bit more aggressive early game. So it's just going to be like a game that could either snowball really fast, one team gets a lead and just takes everything, or it could just be like a bloodbath where both teams are just going back and forth, dying all over the place. So I think it's going to be a fun game to play.
Yeah, Quas, 7-0-9 on Hecarim today. You're going up against Impact tomorrow, though, who is considered in that top echelon of top laners along with you. Do you expect a similar result, or do you think it's going to be a bit tougher of a ride?
I think Impact is going to give me a really hard time in lane, so I'm just prepared to be really focused and just play with the team, making plays around the team, and I think I'm expecting to have a similar result.
All right, I like to hear the confidence. Again, gentlemen, congratulations on the 4-1 start. We look forward to the game tomorrow. Now, don't touch that browser. When we return, Team Impulse will take on Team Dragon Knights as they continue the hunt for their first win in the LCS. The action continues after this.
Hey, feeling boss? Feeling good?
Huh?
Feel good?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
If you want to hold my handball, it's all.
6 special. He's going to throw down the ultimate. He finally does, but it might be enough to take him down. And Special's forced to go back in to finally save Piglet.
I'm on Lucian. I'm on Lucian.
PJ.
Lucian.
No pass, Lucian.
Nalus.
Nunu 2.
Boss is smite.
2. Steel balls.
Boss going for steal.
1.
Nice.
Leave it up to everything, Kobe. And a pink ward is what you start the fight over. Dominates a little too close. Chrono break back to the fight. He's nice and healthy now. Leaves right into the end on that one. Good hit coming up. Absolute Zero able to do a bit, but not enough. Team Liquid take down Cloud9 to go 4-1.